So in the beginning, when I first started training with Dr. Pompo, we were taught about, you guys remember ketosis. It's all about keto, getting into ketosis, low carb, high protein. Started 15, 20 years ago with Dr. Atkins, high protein, bacon, no carbs, control glycemic index, control insulin, right? But then we realized, well, first of all, Dr. Atkins died of heart disease. So there's something to be said for that. So we call that like dirty keto. So as we Hey, how are you? This is Dr. CJ Benkert with Pura Vida, Pure Life Wellness, bringing to you my 12 core concepts of living your purest, most amazing, healthiest, most joy-filled, most energetic, most purpose-filled, healthiest life possible. Do you want that? If you want that, then you're in the right place. Whether you're listening to me on my podcast or whether you're watching me live, or maybe you're watching in my YouTube channel, I am here and I am passionate about sharing the truth with you, teaching you the simple steps to getting your health back, getting off of medication, reversing diabetes, taking care of metabolic syndrome, weight loss resistance, chronic illness. If you give the body the good stuff and you take away the bad stuff, miracles occur. Your body is a miracle. Your body contains the same amazing, powerful, creative force that created this planet, that created the universe, that created your body. Innate intelligence lives in you, is healing you, is speaking to you, and I want to help you turn on innate intelligence. We are bringing you the 12 core concepts. This is just my little rough draft here. 12 core concepts to living your purest life. And I've already brought to you 3 of the core concepts. We're on the 4th core concept this week, which is diet variation. So the first week we talked about food. Pure food is the first core concept. Pure water, sugar burning versus fat burning, diet variation. We're going to start the start of the 4th quarter the same way I always start each quarter. We started this January of 2021. We're starting with a fasting week. I've been doing a 5-day water fast every quarter, guiding people through. Group of people were there to support each other. This time, we're going to do a 24-hour fast, a 36-hour fast, a 48-hour fast, a 72-hour fast, and a 5-day and beyond fast. So stay tuned. That begins October 4th. You have to sign up for that. There's plenty of options for you to sign up. So fasting is one of my core concepts. The next is movement, body, pure body. The next is grounding, earthing. We've lost our connection with the earth. We're energetic beings. Just standing barefoot on the grass decreases inflammation in your body within minutes. It's so powerful. Look up grounding, earthing, Cliff Ober. Then our next concept is pure spirit, meditating, listening to God, being who you really are, fulfilling yourself, just being. We're human beings. We're not human doings, we're human beings. The next core concept, pure heart. And that's where I'll be going into relationships, loving yourself unconditionally, loving others unconditionally, sharing your love and opening up your heart to people that you love and care about. Don't regret not telling somebody that you love and care about them, that you love and care about them. Don't let something happen and they didn't know how you felt about them. So that's what we'll be covering when we talk about pure heart. The 10th, is pure mind, and that has to do with what we're doing right now. We're learning, right? I'm teaching. I'm learning while I'm teaching. I'm more excited about these trainings than you are, believe it or not, because I love, breathe, live. I'm so passionate about health and joy and living. And me coming to you and teaching you on a regular basis is just like it's soaking into every cell in my body. It's being infused into my consciousness. It helps me live a more pure life. It helps me to stay true to who and what I say I am. So the next core concept is prevention, and that means proper testing. How do you know what's going on inside of your body if you're not testing, if you're not being proactive? That's the 11th core concept. And then we end the 12th core concept to living your healthiest, purest, best life, detoxification. If you're not getting heavy metals, pesticides, BPAs, glyphosates, chemicals, artificial colorings and flavorings out of your body on a regular basis using patented, effective, true cellular detox, then there is no way, even if you follow all the other core concepts, I don't care how healthy you eat, I don't care if it's organic, I don't care how often you pray, I don't care how open your heart is, I don't care how often you're walking barefooted on the sand or the earth, if you're not detoxifying, you are not completely protecting yourself against chronic disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, heart disease, strokes, autoimmune. So that's why it's my last core concept. So today, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about diet variation. Well, it's kind of like fasting. So this week is diet variation. Yesterday, I went into detail about, what did I go into detail about yesterday? Let me get my notes here. All right. So yesterday so we started off the conversation Wednesday with diet variation. We're doing 6 lessons on diet variation. This is lesson number 3. Lesson number 1 was feast famine. Talked about that. Go back and watch that video or listen to that podcast if you want to know what feast famine is all about. Yesterday, my training was on eating the colors of the rainbow. I love rainbows. You guys know I love rainbows. Look at all the colored pens I've got going on right here. I love colors. I love the colors of the chakras. All right, and then today we're going to do the 5-1-1 cycle. What is the 5-1-1 cycle? If you're watching me live, Facebook, I want you to write in the comments, what is 5-1-1 cycle? If you're a client of mine, you should know what the 5-1-1 cycle is. What is 5-1-1 cycle? 5-1-1, I was taught this by Dr. Daniel Pompa. He has an amazing book called Beyond Fasting that was released a couple years ago. I've got mine signed by him. He's a personal friend of mine. He goes into detail about the 5-1-1. So in the beginning, when I first started training with Dr. Pompa, we were taught about, you guys remember, ketosis. It's all about keto, getting into ketosis, low carb, high protein. Started 15, 20 years ago with Dr. Atkins, high protein, bacon, no carbs, control glycemic index, control insulin, right? But then we realized, well, first of all, Dr. Atkins died of heart disease. So there's something to be said for that. So we call that like dirty keto. So as we're working together, I have a group of physicians that I train with. We travel all around the world to train with each other. It's an inner circle of leading edge thinkers, leading a group of doctors, physicians, practitioners, health coaches that believe your body can heal. And one of my main mentors and leaders in that group is Dr. Daniel Pompa, Dr. Mercola, Dr. Jason Fung. So many of the doctors and the scientists that I talk to you about when I'm doing these trainings, they're in my inner circle. We've trained together. We've hung out together. We meet together because there's power in a group of people, right? We can't do this life alone. You can do this life alone, but it's not very much fun doing this life alone. So it's okay to need other people. My gift is teaching. My passion is health and nutrition and making sure that you don't end up on medications, which will give you a certainty that you're going to die early. And if you are on medications, I want to help you get off of those because your body can heal. It's not my job to take you off of the medications that you're on. It is my job to help you get healthy enough so that you don't need them anymore. Doesn't that sound amazing? So possible, so possible. Okay, 5-1-1 variation. This is our diet variation core concepts. We have a 5-1-1. What does that mean? What is a 5-1-1? And it doesn't necessarily go in that order. Like you don't have, so basically this is a not a perfect, this is a great place for most people to start, that maybe they're in keto, maybe they've cleaned out their body. Like a lot of my clients, we work with them for 12, 18, 24, 72 months sometimes, and sometimes forever, because people just want to stay healthy. But when I've worked with somebody, they come in originally, they're in their maybe 90s metabolically, super common to be in your 90s metabolically. Terrible. That's what's causing chronic illness and disease. That's why we have an epidemic of diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. Anyway, they start working with me. I take them through different stages of my Pura Vida transformation system, and they start getting into autophagy and cleansing, and we start teaching them how to eat pure food. We basically go through those 12 core concepts that I just covered when we started the video. Well, by the time they've healed and their body's healthier and stronger, we don't want to keep them in ketosis forever. Do most people need to stay in ketosis for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months? Yes, because that's how unhealthy and full of toxic fat and just how much sludge and junk and oxidations in your body. You need to stay in ketosis for a long time. It takes that long for a lot of people to train your cells, specifically the mitochondria in your cells, how to burn fat for fuel instead of sugar. So if you're a sugar burner, you're storing fat. If you're a fat burner, you're burning fat. Sugar burners die early, have more dis-ease, are sleepy and tired, and live a half life. Fat burners are anti-inflammatory, they live longer, they're protected from disease, their brain turns on, neurochemicals explode like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine by being a fat burner. But here's the crux of the situation, and that's what today's topic is about. 5-1-1. You don't ever want to just do the same thing all the time. So 5-1-1 is for anyone listening that's eating pretty healthy, that's in ketosis most of the time, or even if you're not, even if you're a brand new beginner, maybe you're not a client of mine, maybe you're just trying to wrap around your health and you're starting to realize that the responsibility lies in you. Health is not outside of ourselves. There's no pill, there's no medication, there's no doctor that's going to give you the answers and give you health. Health lies within you. And that's why I'm here. I want to teach you and empower you how you can take control of your health by understanding how your body works and bringing you the cutting edge science that supports the things that I teach you. So this is a great place for anybody. So what is it? 5-1-1. Let's get into it. Let's get into the nuts and bolts. 5 is 5 days per week of intermittent fasting. Any terms that I'm discussing here, I will be discussing in detail a full training October 4th through the 9th when we do our fasting variation training week. 5 days of intermittent fasting. Briefly, intermittent fasting it can be anywhere from let's say 13 to 18 hours of no eating. So you want to ideally have somewhere between a 5 and 8 hour eating window, and that the 5 to 8 hour eating window, depending on your eating window time frame, that would determine how long your body's fasting. So intermittent fasting is super powerful. So it's not about eating less. It's about eating less often. Because you can eat the same amount of calories, the same bulk of food in a 5, 6, 7 hour period that you're eating all day long. But if you're eating all day long, and every time you eat, you're releasing insulin and you're storing fat and you're taking energy away from the body to digest that food, and you are not giving the body the time and the space and the energy to heal and to work on cellular healing and eating up diseased tissue. So it's not about eating less, it's about eating less often. So in that 5, 6, 7 hour eating window, studies show that even if you ate the standard American diet in a 5, 6 to 7 hour eating window versus eating that same amount of food, same exact food all throughout the day, from the time that you woke up till the time that you went to bed, that intermittent fasting group of people is going to lose weight. Biological markers are going to be improved, like blood pressure, triglycerides, etc. It's like, how could that be? They're eating the exact same food, but one half of the group is eating that same food, and I'm not recommending this necessarily, McDonald's, Der Wiener Schnitzel, whatever, junk processed food within a 5 to 6, 7 hour window. And then the other group's eating the exact same meals, exact same food, but they're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're not giving themselves that 15, 16, 17, 18 hours of the body to be able to heal and cleanse and to detoxify. So what would be even better? What would be even better is during your 5, 6, 7, 8 hour eating window, you eat healthy, pure, whole, live God foods. So 5 days of intermittent fasting. Now it doesn't have to be 5 days in a row. You can play with it. That's what so much of this is about, is when I work with clients, I'm empowering them and teaching them how to be their own best friend, how to listen to their body. Maybe broccoli is really good for you, but maybe broccoli is terrible for me. Maybe kale's really good for you, but maybe my body doesn't like kale. Maybe you can eat almonds all day long and not gain a pound, and I eat almonds and I gain weight. That's a trigger food for me. So a big part of this journey is learning your own body, because we're all different. So one is a 24-hour fast. And again, I'm going to be covering the intermittent fast, the 24-hour fast, the 36-hour fast, the 48-hour fast, the 72-hour fast, 5 days and beyond fast, the first week of October 4th through the 9th, 2021. You need to sign up for that fasting training. There'll be plenty of fasting. There'll be plenty of opportunities to sign up so that we can go through that training as a group. And if you're brand new to my channel, if you're brand new to my podcast, if you've never seen me before and you're like, what, something that she's saying resonates with me. Like this makes sense to me. Like, well, who is this crazy lady with all of this energy, smiling all the time? What's she on? What antidepressant, is she on? What drug is she on? I'm not on any drug. I'm on like the high of natural life. So if you're just starting this with me, maybe when you go through the fasting training week with me, the fasting variation week with me, maybe you just learn how to do intermittent fasting. That would be a huge benefit to you. That would be a huge plus. That would be an amazing place to start. So I want to take wherever you're at, beginners, people that are clients of mine, advanced people, maybe people that have been, working with other physicians that do fasting like this, like Dr. Jason Fung, Dr. Mindy Pelz, Dr. Daniel Pompa. There's lots of different doctors out there that are teaching these same concepts, Dr. Eric Berg. Maybe you're like really awesome at this. So maybe I help you and I teach you and we do like a 7-day fast that first week of October. Or maybe you just do a 24-hour fast. I'm going to go over all those different fasts, those fasting variations in detail. I'm actually going to start talking about it and previewing it September 29th. And then we're going to start everyone's going to get ready. Everyone's going to get signed up the week before. And then we're going to have this big group. I want at least 100 of you signing up for this fasting variation week. And then we're all going to come together and we're going to start this training Monday, October 4th. So the one in the 5-1-1 diet variation, the 5-1-1 weekly variation, is a 24-hour fast. You might think, I can't go all day long without eating. Can you eat a regular day's worth of food, have dinner, let's say you get done with dinner at 7 o'clock at night, wake up the next morning and don't eat until dinner again, 7 o'clock? That's a 24-hour fast. That's super powerful. Dr. Mindy Pelz teaches us that a 24-hour fast has 5 benefits to it. The first benefit is gut repair. 24 hours is the magic number where the stem cells in the gut start to turn on, and we start to make new epithelial cells in the gut. The second benefit to a 24-hour fast is we now have studies coming out that are showing that it actually helps with cardiovascular disease. The third benefit of a 24-hour fast is there was a study done, 2,000 people. It was done over a 4-year period. That's a large study, by the way. And with 2,000 people that did at least one 24-hour fast a month, just one 24-hour fast a month. Can you stop eating tonight at dinner and then not eat again till tomorrow at dinner? That's a 24-hour fast. The study showed that one 24-hour fast a month increased survival rate and longevity. Who doesn't want that? So that's the power of a 24-hour fast. The fourth thing that has been a benefit of the 24-hour fast is it helps with diabetes. That's my passion. My book on diabetes is almost done. We're going to start talking about that more. It'll be available for print by the end of the year, let's say, just so I'm not calling myself a liar. This has been a long journey, but I can with certainty say today, 100%, that the book will be available in print by the end of this year. The fifth benefit of doing 24-hour fast periodically, and I'm recommending that you do a 24-hour fast every single week, is it's going to help with any type of chronic illness that you have. Any chronic illness, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, epilepsy, irritable bowel, any chronic illness, it's going to help with. So what's the third number? 511. Anybody have any guesses? What's the second one for? What do we do once a week? If we're going to do at least 5 days, and I would recommend breaking it up, like maybe do 2 or 3 days of intermittent fasting, 24-hour fast, 2 to 3 days of intermittent fasting, and then what's that last one? My favorite part, healthy feasting, feast day. It could either be high healthy protein day, or it could be high healthy carbohydrate day. And I'll go into detail what that means as we go through some of these topics. In fact, tomorrow, my lesson on diet variation is hormone building foods. I'm actually going to be talking about the feast day tomorrow. All right, everybody, that is the 511 diet variation. This is a perfect place to start, whether you're a beginner or whether you're a total advanced student of ketosis, fasting, intermittent fasting, etc. We want to make sure that you never do the same thing over and over and over again. So many people are like, well, when I went raw, when I went all raw food, I felt amazing. I felt amazing. Anytime you make a change, you're going to feel amazing, because that's what our bodies were designed to do. The magic, the beauty is in adaptation. That's my word for the week, adaptation. When your body is forced to adapt, hot temperatures, cold temperatures, when you're working out and exercising, you just don't do the same exercise over and over and over again. You wouldn't lift the same weight over and over and over again. Because if you did, what would happen? You wouldn't get any results. You got to change it up. You got to increase the weight. You got to do some cardio. You got to do some HIITs, some high intensity interval training. You got to do some weights. You got to do some ballet, right? It's all about the fluidity, the ebb and tide, the ebb and flow of life. It's all about tides. It's up and down and building and breaking down. It's all about variation. It's all about adaptation. 511, a great weekly way of eating. Let me know how it goes. Please try it. Post in the comments what was meaningful to you. If there's something that I'm not covering or I haven't covered yet, please go into my YouTube channel. Got tons of training videos in there. It's Dr. CJ Benkert. That's the YouTube channel. And if there's a topic that you want to know more about, post in the comments, either on Facebook or in YouTube, and I will do a video on that topic. So I'm here to love you and support you. This is Dr. CJ Benkert with Pura Vida Wellness, loving you, supporting you, encouraging you, inspiring you, teaching you, empowering you, because you can do it. I believe in you to live your purest, best life in body, mind, heart, and spirit. Peace out. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it was helpful.